Hi. Living in New York City, stacked on top of each other, we all get used to living in very, very close proximity to neighbors we really don't know. And as the years go by, we start to recognize some of them in line at the deli or scooping their dog's poop off the sidewalk or tapping their feet impatiently as they're waiting for their Uber, which is inevitably waiting in traffic a block away around the corner. But the point is that New Yorkers don't really wave to say hello to their neighbors much and almost never know each other's name. It's just this line that New Yorkers don't cross. This don't talk to me and don't invade my privacy attitude that New Yorkers sort of develop. And if I defended it, I'd say that it's just a more efficient way to walk from my front door to the diner on the corner and ignore everybody, which is a terrible defense. However, since the quarantine, that precious line of anonymity has been crossed. I mean, it's almost disappeared because every night at 7 p.m. for the last couple weeks, we now go out to our fire escapes or to our balcony and cheer and holler and wave across the way at each other and recognize each other and smile at each other and sort of expect everybody to show up every night. We recognize each other now. We've crossed that line. And I think this support, this 7 p.m. frontline worker cheer has become such a heartwarming, life-affirming, and galvanizing ritual for all of us. It's really bonded us together with sort of the strongest of emotions, compassion. And it's for this reason that while I enjoy the 7 p.m. worker cheer, I also feel really guilty because what they don't know, at least I hope they don't know, is that a couple years ago I wrote a book called The Next, and The Next got a lot of attention and was nominated for a Lammy Literary Award. Plug. Although it's not really a plug because the boutique publisher I was with has gone out of business since. But regardless, the book did very well. It's based on Alfred Hitchcock's movie Rear Window, one of my favorite movies. And my hero, like Jimmy Stewart, stares out the window. Only unlike Jimmy Stewart, with his aw-shuckness, my lead character is much more cynical and dark and crass. So, also, the murder that I based my book on is sort of tied together with me discovering my neighbor in his bathroom, dead, right on the other side of that wall. But the point is, as I wrote my book, I looked out my window like Jimmy Stewart, and I observed my neighbors across the way. I observed their behaviors and their characteristics, and then I put that all to paper. And so now, at 7 p.m. every night, I go to my balcony and I look at my neighbors and I realize all the characters from my book are right there across the way, smiling and waving at me and clapping and banging pots together and cheering for frontline workers. And I'm simultaneously feeling guilty because there they are in real life, all of them. The ones I wrote about. The couch potatoes, the beached whale, which is a horrible name, but the character in my book was in a depression when he gave everybody these nomenclatures. There's the lovelorn princess who, she's right there. She's in her white apartment with all white and silver with a four-postered bed. And, the little old man who is actually, well, I can see him from that window over there, and he's always there. He never leaves. He smokes pot a lot, and he has very low-hanging testicles. Just saying. Who else is over there? You've got Oh, the sex-starved Twinkie twat, who I believe is on a trust fund, at least in my book he is. That's because he does nothing every day, and he's got a lot of money. You've got the very hyper Broadway dancer who he's right over, not there right now, but right over there. And I describe him in my book as a very nervous whippet. And then, of course, for some strange reason, my favorite, who's above him, right there, half black, half Brazilian, who my character named Schlongzilla. Yep. And so every night at 7 p.m., I'm waving to them. But I don't think their smiles back at me would be quite as broad or forthcoming if they knew how I described them in my book. But, man, I mean, I never, ever thought that I'd be communicating with them live. It just never occurred to me. Thank you, COVID-19. Oh, well, that's life. That's karma. That's New York City. Thanks for listening. Be safe. Take care of yourselves.